Yo, listen up, fam. Fanni's representing the OG, F to the C, you get me? Raw, man. Yo, run that. I'm a gangster, not a wankster. Fuck me over and I'll turn into a prankster. Oh my.
Hi, I'm Pam and I'm going to be interviewing the wonderful Fanni today. We're going to be on set of her pilot and see what she's getting up to and how she's finding the acting world.
Well, you know, I've always been a dreamer, but I think dreams can turn into reality with hard work. So, you know, I want the whole red carpet, Hollywood, you know, I want to be known, but really for my craft as opposed to just a celebrity. Really, that's somewhat, did you see them in that? Did you know, I really want to be known for my skill and my craft, but I want to go all the way with it, whatever that is.
So I've just met Fanni Compton for the first time. We have been put in a spare bedroom on set, just away from all the cast and crew, just so we can set up. I don't know if you can see all this. It's interesting. It just a supposed terrace house in Manchester, but very interesting. She's a very interesting character, not at all what I thought she would be like. She's really rah-rah and southern, and I thought she would be quite a northern girl. So that's really interesting. So I can't wait to have a chat with her and a couple of other people who know her and just get to know the real Fanni. I'm going to go downstairs now, if they're not filming. No, I think they're still having lunch. So we're going to go downstairs and see if we can get the lowdown on Fanni and anybody who wants to speak to us.
Thinking about you, got me thinking all about what my wicked hands could do. I've got my mind on you, you're on my mind, thinking about you all the time.
And we're rolling. And
you give me all your day. I just want to touch your body, but you want somebody who will say I do. I'm not for you, but I just want to make love. Don't mean I'm your love. Don't give my heart, I'm not that kind of girl.
So today I am with Fanni Compton, and she is very prevalent on social media at the moment with your improvs and your acting and promoting yourself. And we are here today because she's currently filming, what is it you're filming?
A pilot comedy sitcom entitled Nowhere Close.
And what's the premise of Nowhere Close?
It's about, I think it's quite relevant, it's about a girl who wants to escape her circumstances by any means necessary, fundamentally.
Super. And how's this come about? Has it self-written or?
It's co-written with somebody, but it was based on an improvisational character that I brought about called Tracee a good couple of years ago now. Fundamentally she came about because it was the only northern accent that I could do, this sort of Yorkshire-ish northern accent, and she kind of grew from there. And then, you know, a couple of years down the line I thought, well, let's widen that, let's build on that, yeah, for sure.
Brilliant.
So here we are.
You feel very comfortable with the character then?
I think so. It was different improvising her and then scripting her. It suddenly became a lot more serious and there had to be subtext and everything, whereas improvisation, obviously in the moment, you know, it's spontaneous, I could make her any which way, but now, as I say, she's got to have a history and all of that. So yeah, there was a lot more work put in than there would have been just improvising it.
Okay,
for sure.
So you feel like you found her now?
Not really, no, but it's a constant, you know, it's a work in progress, I think, finding characters sometimes. You never quite hit the nail on the head, you're always trying to expand and get further growth with the character, for sure.
Brilliant, okay. So you've obviously been acting for a period of time. Are you professionally trained?
I am, yes. I went to Mount View Academy.
Did
And trained there, yeah. Graduated 2010. And I've been grafting ever since then, really.
I know that you've been unrepresented for a period of time, haven't you? And yet you did push and push and push yourself. So do you think that's helped you a lot?
I am represented now, but I
Yes,
was for a
you are.
time, yes, for sure. And I think, like a lot of actors, they can feel quite lost within the industry if they're not represented. And I know I did at the time, but with hindsight now, I see it can be quite empowering, actually, not being represented. There's no one to sort of ask permission from, or to ask, you know, if you can do this or do that. Your own free spirit to go and put out there whatever you want to do and make your own mark, I think, rather than always waiting for that call from the agent.
See, that's what I get from you from social media, that you're very proactive.
I try to be.
You're not
I
a
really do
procrastinator,
try.
are you?
I have been for the greatest
Yeah.
part of my life, but then I realised, and it took a bloody long time to realise that no one's actually going to do the job for you. And if you want to be as successful as I do,
Yes.
then you've got to go and do the work yourself.
What success do you want?
Well, you know, I've always been a dreamer, but I think dreams can turn into reality with hard work. So, you know, I want the whole red carpet, Hollywood, you know, I want to be known, but really for my craft as opposed to just a celebrity. Really, did you see them in that? Did you, you know, I really want to be known for my skill and my craft, but I want to go all the way with it, whatever that is. Yeah, to the toppermost of the poppermost.
So as I've mentioned before, you are prolific on social media. Anybody who's an actress will be following you. You've got how many followers? 22,000, something ridiculous.
Something like that. Probably should be more by now.
Which is Twitter fame, isn't it? Social media fame, as it were. And why do you think that they follow you?
I think initially people followed me just, you know, kind of what the hell is this? Before I kind of made my mark on social media, I guess what people saw of me was something which was quite bizarre, surreal, quirky, and I think that kind of attracts people, you know.
Do you think you like the shock value?
Oh yes, absolutely, I always have, yeah.
Yeah.
In real life or in acting, for sure.
In real life as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to say that's not all I do, but in terms of grabbing attention, which is kind of what you have to do on social media, but for the right reasons, you're trying to pull that attention towards you to say, look what I can do.
Yeah.
In a kind of non-narcissistic way, which is hard. It's a fine line.
It is a fine line, and I think you've nailed it, because for me, you are the queen of improv.
Well, thank you very much.
What work goes into that? Is it a thought and then you bang it out, or do you think about the character? Bit of both.
So dependent. One night I can have a thought and thought, well, that might work, and then other times it's I see a pair of glasses or a wig and I whack it on. But that's the joy for me. You never know what's going to come out.
Yes.
You never know where the boundaries are going to be or whatever, and I think that's the beauty of it. And also, it really gets you into contact with that instinctual part of yourself, and that is what acting is. It's about truth, instinct, and relying on that. And I think improvisation really helps to bring that out. Yeah.
I think that's fascinating to hear, because the characters that you use are huge characters, aren't they? How does that relate to your real life?
I'm a huge character myself at times. I'm kind of a 50-50. I'm either very introvert and shy,
Not
or
Gemini,
very
are you?
extra. No, I'm a Leo the lion. But I suppose the characters allow me to portray parts of self that wouldn't be acceptable, say, socially.
Yes.
You know, talking about vaginas or this and whatever it is, you know, I wouldn't be able to maybe do that, but it allows me to do that. And also I'm a child inside. I love to play, which also I think is imperative for acting, but I love to play. So it's just playing with your wigs, with your glasses, with your accents, whatever it is, but still ingrained in truth. Am I going on too much?
Not at all, no, it's fascinating.
Yes,
It's fascinating. You're not a northern girl, are you?
No.
Because nobody actually hears your real voice. do
Not
they,
many,
on
no,
Twitter?
not many, no.
So you're a southern lady?
Yes.
Right, okay. And are you living up north?
For my sins, yes. It's a different world from down south. I say when I first came up here, I couldn't believe that people were actually really like that in terms of saying, all right, me duck, all right, love. I thought, whoa, what is this? You know, coming from London where everyone's anonymous and everyone ignores you. So it was a real eye-opener coming up north. But, you know, I've got the north to thank for that. Tracee came out of that, hearing the northern accent.
Yeah.
And that's where Tracee came from. All right, loves. And it's become the sort of stereotype, kind of northern-based women.
Yes.
And not a northern people are going to hate me for that. But
No,
that's,
not
you
at
know,
all.
yeah.
Not at all. Off camera, we spoke about your preference for acting, didn't we?
Yes.
And that you really, This has taken a different turn, your acting, hasn't it, to really how you saw it going?
Yes, for sure.
And why do you think that is? Because you really wanted to be sort of serious, Shakespearean.
Yeah, the
theatre, treading
dream
the
was
boards.
and still is RSC, the Royal Shakespeare Company, for sure. And that's kind of where I thought I was headed, you know, with my accent, the training I'd had, it all keeps kind of, you know, headed that
Fits.
way, and I love the bard, you know, so, yeah, but yeah, things didn't kind of really work out that way, and I think I took note of social media more and realised what you can actually attain from using it. So that's what I've done. Past 2 or 3, I've used it.
You're using. Is this a plan then to make yourself? Sort
It
of
wasn't
know?
at the time. It wasn't at the time. It was from being sort of isolated and out of the industry. I gave birth, you see, and that isolated me. Became a single parent.
Yeah.
Nobody around, no friends, no family. I was up north, nobody that I knew. And I thought, fuck. How do I reintegrate myself into this industry? I'm just another face, another headshot. I don't want that.
Do you feel as though you used it a little bit as therapy then?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'd say initially, and even so sometimes now, you know, if I'm having a particularly bad day or a dark day, and the black dog is out, so to speak, yeah, for sure, I can use it absolutely as I don't want to say as therapy, but I suppose it is to some extent, yeah, for
Therapeutic.
sure. Like it.
Therapeutic. Yeah,
Yes, yeah,
super. Okay.
sure.
So, how are you finding the industry then? Because obviously you do have to have a thick skin. You get a lot of no's, don't you? And a lot of maybe penciled and so on and so forth. How are you finding that?
Well, that's the two sort of pronged answer to that. So firstly, from social media, obviously the feedback and whatnot that I get. Initially, when I started 2 or 3 years ago, I mean, I'd get some horrific abuse back. Horrific abuse, you know.
Trolling.
Death threats, yeah, you know, you belong in a psychiatric ward. What is this shit? All of this. And yeah, you do sort of take a knock from that. But in a sick way, it kind of spurred me on even more. Thought, fuck you, I'm going to give you even more of this then. And I kind of went tenfold on it. So there was that aspect of it, you know. I don't get that as much anymore.
No, see, I follow you for those reasons because I think you have got massive bollocks.
Thank you.
The stuff that you do, you kind of go, oh no, that's brilliant, but I wouldn't have the balls to do that. And then,
Right.
good old Fanny, there she is, she's doing it. So I think obviously you do have that thick skin. How's that come about? Why are you so resilient?
I don't know if it is resilience as much as just...
Perseverance, maybe? Or
No, it's
passion?
more of an absolute desire to succeed. And I think when you have that laser focus, that I am here and I want to be there, the rest of it is just kind of batting it out of the way.
Yeah.
So I don't see it as resilience, it's just I got to get to there. So I'm afraid you're going to have to wait. I've just got to get to there.
Screw you, this is my journey.
Kind of, yeah.
Good woman. Yeah.
I just want it so badly and so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
that, you know, I'll do whatever it takes to get there, and the rest is just on the periphery, I'm afraid, you know.
I think you're pretty amazing, to be honest.
You.
So shut up. Thank you very much, Fanny.
Thank you very much, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think you've got people.
Sorry, I was going on there, wasn't I?
Yeah, I was going to say, can I steal?
Right, yes.
I just need a quick question, actually.
Yes.
Zita's doctor now, she's around, because we only wanted to
Right,
see her
yes, okay.
So we've just come back from meeting Fanni Compton on the set of her pilot series, and it was really interesting, actually. I think you have a perception of somebody and you think you're going to meet somebody how they are in your head, and pretty much like dating, really. You can get on with someone or think someone's really funny, and then when you actually meet them, their character is completely different. Well, Fanny was a lot more layered than I thought she would be. She was very interesting and actually quite candid. So I think you'll find from interview that we actually got an insight into what she really is like. I think what I got from Fanny was that she is extremely focused. Trolls aside, she really doesn't care. She's got a path and she really wants to get to where she wants to go in her career. And that's really quite admirable. I think a lot of people are quite wishy-washy and, you know, if it happens, it happens. And maybe they do procrastinate a little bit, and that is not Fanny. She really is a go-getter. How she's funding all this, God only knows. I wish I'd have asked her. because I would really like to do some of the projects that she's done and be involved with that. And I think that she has had a hand, or she is funding entirely this current project that she's working on. Okay, I think what's really interesting is that she's quite multifaceted. I mean, we can see how sharp she is and how quick-witted she is from improvisations that she does on the social media. But what she's done, she's actually written and directed herself. So that's not one character, that's obviously a stream, and that is a skill. Writing and layering characters and making them more than one-dimensional improvisation pieces is an actual skill. So fingers crossed this works out for her, because she really is, she's using all of her skills and she's putting the time in, and that woman really is, she's quite tenacious.